Hey everybody, good Thursday evening or afternoon, depending on where you're at, or maybe it's morning, who knows. I'm just getting some stuff shared out right now, and then we're going to go over the topics of this video. I haven't done an unboxing in a while. You can see the box on the table, been open, because I wasn't quite sure what that was, but that's another thing I want to get into. And on top of that, I have a new rig that I'll be unboxing, and that'll be my next project truck for JERRC. So let's see here. Just getting this shared out to a couple places. So bear with me. Can't see if anybody's on there. If you are, thanks for joining. Give me a couple minutes here. We'll get started. Just a few more pages. And this might not cover some of the topics that are in the chat groups that I'm posting to. All of it might not pertain, but a lot of it will. One more group I want to get it out to here. All right. Let's see. All right, so 2 people watching. Better than none. Can you hear me? Better than none. Can you hear me? Let me know. I'm not hearing any feedback, so. Better than none. Can you hear me? Let me know. All right. I'm not hearing any feedback, so something's not working here. I cannot hear myself. Better than none. Sorry guys, just trying to get in here. Can you hear me? Let me know. I'm trying to straighten it out. I'm not hearing any feedback, so something's not working. All right, cool. You can hear me. All right. So Wayne, give me another thumbs up. Make sure everything's set. I messed with a couple things, and then we'll get started on this. Again, sorry for the delay. I haven't done a live on YouTube in a while, and so trying to. All right, awesome. All right, so I'll get this box out of the way real quick. So there's a couple new things that I have for the LMT I want to go over real quick. One of which is the dually spacers. I don't know if you can see that light. These are the new dually hub spacers. They run on the stock 17mm hex. They also got, just like the flower pot wheels, they have locking grub screw holes on either side that actually inset to your to the through bolt that's on your hex. And the idea behind that, and it's actually worked for me, is if the nut backs off on the inside, your hub won't go flying off. These here, I don't want to confuse these with dual wheel setups or anything, but because they're not. I had someone bring that up to me that it might raise some confusion, but they're dually mainly just because they serve a dual purpose. You can see the hole patterns there on the inside, and they'll fit on straight onto your 17mm hex on your LMT axles. And these here, they just slide right in. If you can see that, they slide right into the opening to match fit. Put your stock screws back in it, and you're ready to go. This puts your stance somewhere between, depending on what tires you're running, as they were built with the stock tires. The stock tires are about 17mm wide side to side. Obviously that's not going to be good if you're going to race it, but in reality most people aren't going to probably race with stock tires unless they're in a stock class, which you'll be at like 15.5, I believe, is a stock setup. So you can easily change these out if you want to run stock wheels, and then you want to run some J concepts, which I don't have any right here with me. So you can swap them out, bolt them back on with the stock, long stock bolts that come with your hubs or with your wheels from J Concepts on the Dually, Midwest, Dragon, and Tribute. So all four of those will fit onto just fine, and you have plenty of clearance, no clearance issues at all with them. And so that's that. Alright, what else do I got? Alright, so I put a kind of a teaser video out about the upgrade for the Gravedigger here. And what's up, Richard? I gotta enlarge this, go to full screen on this so I can see it. Actually, let me play it on TV. So the teaser with this was, you know, the whole bad the bone, blah blah blah, whatever. Anyways, I've been working on a new chassis plate for your stock LMT, and what it does, and I'll show you here better once I get this up on the screen so I can read comments. Again, sorry for the delay. It does not seem to want to come up. Come on, there we go. And it's not letting me see. Oh, that's not going to help me. Again, sorry guys. Yeah, I can't see that. So let me get this on full screen on my computer, and hopefully I can see it. Yeah. Oh well, screw that up. Anyways, so with the video that I had out earlier, I made a new chassis for this. Some people already knew about it, but kind of just pre-released it yesterday. It's not for sale or anything yet. I'm waiting on a couple pieces to come in, but this is what you're looking at here. It is a complete bone stock. All your parts from your stock LMT will fit on here, including the battery tray, which I'll show how that mounts here in just a second. But basically what you're doing is you're replacing the, let me get the camera a little bit closer for this. Alright, so basically what you're doing is you're just replacing the center section of the chassis itself. It's purposely designed and built to house the Freestyle RC, transmission, because it does have a 6mm output, which is needed for the 6mm drive shafts that come stock with the LMT. I'll move the battery up out of the way. so you can kind of see. That's just a prototype top brace. It's hard to see because it's all black. I really should print them in different colors for the prototypes so people could see them. But anyways, it has 3 adjustment positions off center, so you can go forward or back with the transmission as needed to get it kind of where you want it. It uses the bolting transmission plate, which you can also move it side to side if you want to change the drive angle a little bit or get it perfectly centered, or however you want to do it. That allows you to do that. It bolts right up to the bottom of the chassis. It utilizes your lower link stock geometry, lower link and upper link mounts. So all of your existing 4-link bars will go onto it. So that way you don't lose any of the geometry of the truck and the way it sits and the way it handles. You still got your stock sway bar mounts, which you can put the trio ones on there, which is I did that to one of my trucks already. I'll probably do it to a couple, or to the other chassis one, or actually this one as a matter of fact. Everything comes down and closes up just like it should. But now you got a drop box in there, more scale. Yes, you're going to get some torque twisting. I've had a couple people say, why would you want to give up the LMT transmission? Because it helps nearly eliminates torque twisting on acceleration, which is true. But this one here was just purely cosmetic in my thought process. I've wanted to put the Freestyle RC center transmission in one of these for a while. So now obviously I've got the chance to do it. And the plate should be here probably next week, the first part of May. Just waiting on them to finish up a couple pieces. They sent me some of them, as you can see. I've already mounted, but waiting on the other chassis plates in the top bridge here. The good thing about this is your battery tray also. Hold on a second. Move my light so I can see. The light's not working with me, sorry. Alright, that should help a little bit. Alright, all these technical difficulties. I need to take some pointers from Tony. So anyways, so the battery tray, as you can see, it sits right in the same back holes, and when the transmission top plate is in place, there's 2 little holes in your battery tray, or slits, oblong holes. And what you can do is you can actually put a bolt and a nut there and just put a piece of little felt over it to protect the turn it down. So to help protect the battery when it's sitting in there and not hitting on top of the screws. But otherwise it sits in there right flush, parallel to the bottom of the chassis. Actually was an unintentional practicality, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It worked the way it's supposed to without thinking about it. Anyways, so that's pretty much it with the LMT. This setup will be released here probably, like I said, probably about first part of May, possibly the mid, depends on when they get all the parts in. And then we'll go from there. Still waiting on myself trying to get a Freestyle RC transmission like everybody else. They don't have them right now, so we're waiting on those to come in. But once they come in, this is what it's going to go into. So, trying to think if there's anything else. There's so much stuff going on. Yeah, anyways, so that's that. Put that out of the way. Alright, so I've got one box of goodies here for a project soon to come. It has to do with the LMT, of course, on this one. The next thing is something different, but get that junk out of the way. Alright, so I got some J-concept demolishers. I got them. These are obviously for the LMT, specifically made for the LMT. Because I like the Renegades, the J-concept Renegades. They have the same or similar pattern. These are really, really soft though, which is probably going to handle a lot better than stock. Because the stock tires, most of you guys know already, they're not that supple. So I got a set of those that are going onto a set of wheels for something that'll come out here probably in next. I'll probably have a video on it in about a week. What I'm doing with those. But they are going on LMT wheels, obviously, because that's what they're for. I got a set sitting in the back room, but I'm doing something a little different with them. So, anyways, so that's all about the. Oh, no, it's not all about the LMT. I got one more thing. Sorry. All right, so I released these two. Did a little video on them. The sway bars, the change to the sway bars. Get a good shot there, maybe. The sway bars are now forked on the ends. They're going to be extended about 3 millimeters to give it a little bit different options for your angles. And those will still be out of the 70-75. Let's see if I can get a. There you go. They'll still be out of the 70-75 like everything else. And a lot of the issues that people were having with the sway bars breaking. Alright, Richard, take it easy. Had a lot of problems with the sway bars breaking, and it come down to, it's not a big issue. I'll send out new ones as people need them. But what it was is when they cut these, they cut too much of the metal off. And when they did that, it created a sharp edge that caused them to rip off. And in conjunction with the way the sway bars are now currently, where they're kind of offset, you're putting that odd angle on them. So when they move up and down, they bind and they cause it to kind of twist. And in combination with having that groove in there, it also inadvertently caused it to be more susceptible for the rods breaking right there at that junction. So now, here's the new ones. The new ones, I'll give you a quick side profile of them. The new ones still are keyed, so you won't have to worry about them rolling off. Where's it at? There it is. You won't have to worry about the shaft rolling inside of the arm, but the key is much smaller, and there's less surface area there. There's more surface area. There's more meat there, less surface area where it can actually twist and bend off, because it's more of the bar is still intact, and it slides in there just like that. And it's got that slight key. It's about a millimeter key way, I guess, where the shafts are matched to the key, or the shaft itself, or the arms are matched to the key. I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright. These were just the prototypes. I have a few of them. They are operable, and I might offer them on one of the sites if people want to tinker with them. They just need to be shaved back on the back side a little bit, because when they cut them, they didn't chamfer them, because these were samples, and that wasn't what I was really trying to look at. But if anybody's interested, hit me up on the LMT owners group, the one with the Max D body or Max D picture on it, or in the Holy Grail page, and we might be able to work out a deal with those. If anybody wants to try them out and modify them a little bit so they work properly, I'm not gonna put something like that up on the web, but like I said, if someone's interested in kind of toying around with it, they can get it to you real cheap. So all right, so that's all with the LMT. Let me get that out of the way. I did the demolisher tires, which are coming for LMT, or I got them for LMT wheels that I'm going to be doing something with here in the near future. And I got a new box of goodies or goodie from Horizon today. And if you're all about LMT stuff, this is where it's shifting a little bit to something different. This is my new Axial Ryft. Alright, I was hesitant about getting one of these, to be quite honest with you, because I know a lot of guys in the LMT groups, that's kind of why this is here, is to kind of split it up a little bit. But the Axial Ryft, I was kind of hesitant about getting because I heard a lot of bad things about it. But kind of like the LMT, I'm not sure if Axial is going to make upgrades and stuff like that. But there's some stuff coming out from Trial here very soon. I can't say exactly what it is right now or any details on it, but there's stuff coming out, and stuff coming out so much that I wanted to get my own Ryft and use it and see what we could do with it. Kind of like it says in the thing there, this is going to be my next bulletproof build. So if that's any indication to you, based on what I've done with the LMT, you might be able to put 2 and 2 together and figure out what I'm going to do. I know there's Vidivon stuff out there right now. I don't have anything against it. But Trial, they've done really good with the LMT, and they've done really good with other stuff, with the X-Max and the Max and things like that I have, and I've used their stuff on, and I guess you can call it brand loyalty, I don't know. But I mean, and I deal their stuff, but that's really neither here nor there when it comes to this stuff. It's just I like the quality of it over what I've seen from the other company. Alright, so in the package, you know, if you haven't got one, you get probably the STX3 or DX3. Okay, so it's a better one. You got some foam inserts that they gave you that was in the center of the wheels, but I'm not sure why they're in here. I'll have to look at that. But you get the DX3, and if you have a DX5C like I do, you can program it to it, and that's almost guaranteed that's what I'm going to do with this one. Just because I have all full functionality on it, and DX3's not really fond of. Plus I got the AVC, and I don't want the AVC. Let's see how that drops. Good drop. I don't have no slow motion. I'm not fancy like Kevin and all the other guys. But you get some batteries for the remote. Looks like you get some extra pieces probably for the battery tray, I would guess. I don't know. And instruction manual. Pretty typical. Again, as you can see, this is the first time I've opened it. This is the first time I'm seeing it. I got it in black because I like to do everything in black. The tires, they got the Super Swampers on them. They're really soft. I like that, especially with a bouncer or a crawler of any sort. they're good for, you know, hauling butt up and down the hills and doing stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get this out anytime soon, because I got some things I want to take some measurements on for things I'm looking at doing to add to this. And one of those being, I noticed these do not have sway bars in the rear. I guess depending on what you're doing, you can get some pretty crazy articulation out of it. That's a 30-ounce tumbler, so that's about 5 or 6 inches, 6 inches. So you get quite a bit of articulation out of it, which is really good. I like that. But typically I like to stiffen up the rear end. Yeah, JD, I can't speak personally to Vidavon because I don't own any of their stuff. I was gonna get their axles for the LMT just to do a comparison, but I'm not fond of the idea that you're locked into something, especially with that truck as expensive as the axles are. I like the versatility where you can turn a rear axle into a front axle, simple and fairly cheap. I mean, nothing's really cheap in this hobby anymore, but so yeah, I can't speak personally to Vidavon. I mean, if you can, that's awesome. I mean, I know people that have both, like Tony at CCXRC. He has both, I believe, in his arsenal. I don't, and I probably won't. But so that's why I'm not going to say anything about them, because I don't know and I don't want to do that. Suspension travel. It almost feels like it's all springs. I know there's fluid in there. There's got to be, but it feels like it's all springs to me. So I might look into that, adjust that oil or the orifices inside. Definitely, actually, while I'm on here, I might as well try to see if it'll work. There are holes already in the chassis. In the back of the chassis, you see those holes right there? There's one there and one on the other side. And if I was a betting man, I would say that's probably because it's for sway bars. And yeah, mine aren't long enough. So I may have to do something about that. 'Cause like I said, I like to have sway bars in the rear and leave the front open. It doesn't give you quite as much articulation, but it gives you a lot more traction sometimes, depending on the terrain you're on. Or for me, I like the handling of it better, because I don't like it twisting and stuff when you're going to take off or hit the brakes and it noses over to one side or the other, which is going to happen on this because it don't have them on the front. But on the rear, especially your torque roll, it's hard to control torque roll when you're sitting in it like that and can't do anything about it. Let's see. Transmission looks pretty hefty. It's got a 2200 kV motor, Spectrum Firma, which should be pretty good for this. But like most of you, I can't leave well enough alone, so I'll be changing the servo horn, and a bunch of other things to come in the near future. But overall, I mean, I think if you're going to take it out and play with it and just kind of try to have fun with it, I think it'll probably be alright. But most people nowadays, they expect, when you're paying $600, $500 or $600, depending on what it is for a truck like this, you're kind of expecting now in the market to be able to go out and just beat the living crap out of it. In some cases that's true, like with my LMTs, and hopefully with this one in the near future, we'll be able to make that happen, and kind of go from there and see what comes of that. But I will definitely be looking at making my sway bars available for this truck just by looking at it. Let me see. Yes, that might be a little bit of a problem. The only way I can see to do that is if you axle mounted the shocks to get them up out of the way, or I might try to come up with some sort of cantilevered system for it to see if I can't utilize what I've already got for other trucks. Hey CJ, yeah, just going over some LMT stuff, and at the beginning of the video, probably about a minute in, going over some of the new LMT stuff I got, unboxing the Axial Ryft, and giving a little teaser that some things might be coming their way from Trio for the Ryft. I can say with absolute certainty that there is. I just can't say what at this time. So unfortunately, they were busy with LMT, and maybe they didn't catch up on the Axial Ryft as quickly as they had liked. But they are coming out with stuff for it, and some of it will be released in the near future. Actually, Trio already released the fact that they have the front axles ready, which I'll be getting a set of those before too long. They're working on the back axles, and hopefully by the end of the month, maybe they'll have the back axles squared away. I would just keep an eye on there's a Trio fans page if you're interested in the Trio stuff for this. Wendy puts out I think she's a marketing and sales person for them, but she puts out stuff on Facebook, new releases and things. And this is one of them. Like I said, the front axles are already done. They're just waiting on the back axles to do a full release. But they're going to come in black and silver. So yeah, that should be neat to see. There's really only so many ways you can reinvent the wheel on these axles. They're almost like AR60 axles. I think they're a little bit wider. Let me see here. Yeah, so there's the AR60 axle, and they're AR60s are a little bit wider. AR60s are probably about an inch wider, just by eyeballing it here, my calibrated eye. So it goes from this end to right here where the bevel starts on the axle itself. So it's about an inch shorter on the axle, or the Ryft axles. And if they've got the issues worked out with these axles that we had with the AR60 axles, with them breaking all the time, this might be a good substitute for an AR60 build, but putting wheel wideners on them and stuff, because I do have the got them here somewhere, the 12 millimeter offsets that'll work for these as well, for the Ryft, that has a 12 millimeter hex. The only problem is I think, yeah, your brakes will be on the axle, be exposed probably. I'll fit these up with some here before too long, so you could actually mount on J-Concept, the 2.2 or 2.6 King Flings, or 2.6 King Flings or 2.2 King Flings on this truck, or on this rock bouncer with those hubs. So it kind of opens up the possibilities of different wheels and stuff, because these are just a direct bolt on, a single nut. There's no bolt pattern, so there's no hub in there to speak of besides what's already in there. Yeah, I think you'll be happy with the dually hubs. I'm actually quite surprised from where they were prototype, CJ, from where they were prototyped to where they are now when they're coated and all finished and everything. They fit really nice, bolts right in. So you shouldn't have any issues with that at all. And you should have them probably in a day or two. JD, I'm not quite sure. The problem with for me, I mean, maybe someone else has a different idea or thought on this, but the thing for me was the universal on the front, which this is a complete universal. It's not a CV, so that's good. And it looks pretty solid. Probably what I'll do in a different video is I'll do like a tear down and go over some of the different things about the truck and see what I can see or find that might set them apart. The other part besides the CVs were the axles themselves, where the nut, where the keyway for the hex, the nut, they would twist off right there because they're really thin metal in that area. And that's, depending on how they do it, it's kind of hard to get away from that because you only have so much room to work with. But I'm hoping that the shafts are a little bit stronger. Like I've got, I found the way I got into Trio stuff was actually the AR60s doing SMT builds. And this is an old setup that they have. Man, that light's too bright now. So the axles here made by Trio. These are CV axles for the AR60. These are the only ones that I could find that would hold up to my abuse. I don't think I put 2 sets of these in 2 different trucks, and this is my 3rd set, and I haven't broken one since I put them in there. Of course, everybody's driving style and habits are different, so who knows what works for me may not work for you. Being narrower, I don't think that's going to help. I haven't seen inside to see how tight or what kind of support might be inside of the axles. But I believe a lot, at least with the plastic, why people were getting the beef tubes and stuff like that was because there's so much open area inside the axle on the housing, and with the flex of the plastic. In my brain, my theory is that with the plastic flexing and the speeds that these things are turning at, when generally you're out of control, when it flexes, the shaft kind of bends and twists, and it puts a bind on it, and it snaps them. I just noticed too, these don't have locking diff. And the transmission's not locked either. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, so depending on what that setup they have inside of here, I haven't opened it up yet, so I don't know. But by looking at it, it's probably similar to the way that the Trio axles and the stock LMT axles kind of mount, because you got a front pumpkin. The front part of the input comes off, it appears. Either that or the case splits. I don't know. I literally just got this out of the box today, so I don't know much about it. I haven't watched many videos from people, so I'm not all that privy to it. So either these bolts hold the axle together, or it holds the back diff cover on. Maybe someone in here can explain that. Not sure which way that goes. Proline mud tires. Are you talking about the Black Mamas? Is this I want to put the Black Mamas on, but finding a 2.6 wheel that I like is proving a little difficult. So we'll see. I've got some on order to either do on here on this truck or to do it on my mud truck that I race with. But I mean, to be honest with you, I like the Fling Kings on my mud truck because if you got enough power behind it, it'll just float on water or walk on water. So I don't know. I haven't used them. I know a couple guys that have them, but they haven't actually been able to test them yet. We have a race coming up. It's supposed to be first part of May, but it probably won't be until June now, which will give us time to tune the trucks and everything, because this is going to end up being a mud, well, kind of a universal truck, mud and whatever else I can get it into. But yeah, but this won't be run for a while, probably till next month when we have a race. So I'll be all brand new to it. I want to wait and see what Trio comes out with for this, and I definitely want to try to get my sway bars made to fit this truck. That way I can use those on the rear. Yeah, and I've seen what's what's his name? He goes by Q. He's on my my Facebook page and everything. I can never Quentin has a set on his truck. Let me see if I can pull up a picture here. I don't know if I can share a picture on here or not. Let me see. And of course not. No, I can't do a picture on here. But anyways, yeah, he's got to sit on there, and his is all blacked out. I mean, it looks ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous in a good way. It sits a lot higher. Just the overall stance of the truck is it's got hubs on it, so it's a little bit wider. It looks nice. If you look on the LMT page, for anybody that's in the Axle groups, if you're into LMTs, you're on the LMT Holy Grail. My JERRC, I think it's posted on there too. There's a couple other places, but you can see them on there. It looks really nice. But yeah, so if you have any thoughts on this, feel free to comment in the chat. I'd love to hear any information anybody's got. Like I said, I haven't watched many videos. I watched a little bit of CCXRC's video about it, but that's pretty much it. I don't think I've watched anybody else's. RC Amigos, I think, was messing with one or somebody. But anyways, so I don't know much about it, and maybe you guys can help me out. But that's my unboxing of this, my first impressions. I think the design for the truck, is nice. It looks nice. It feels nice. It's got a decent weight to it. It's pretty well balanced. I mean, the center of the chassis. I mean, it's got, I guess depending on where you think the center is, there's about the center. So I mean, the center of the chassis, it's pretty. I think it's a little bit biased to the rear, but once you get the battery in it, it should be pretty level. But I think it's a nice truck. Yes, I've seen some people complain about the axles breaking, the trailing arms breaking. They bent the tie rod or the low forward link bars. So there's several things out there that people have problems with, just like the LMT. It's a new truck or a new car or whatever you want to classify it as, and hopefully either the aftermarket people will improve or Axial themselves will improve after they get feedback from whoever has these. And unfortunately, we're kind of like the test dummies for these things when they come out, especially during the pandemic. Oversight on quality control and stuff kind of lets things fall by the wayside. Oh yeah, CJ, you saw the truck? Yeah, it's and the way he does his pictures, I like it. It gives it that real dramatic, like sharp image look to it. Looks like it was just rubbed down with baby oil or something. Of course, it probably was sprayed with silicone because a lot of us do that for the mud. The silicone spray just to help wash the mud off when we go out. But so I mean, it looks pretty awesome. This will be decked out. I think I'm going to get rid of the stickers on the side. I'm going to print my own stickers and put on here obviously for my advertisement. But I mean, the stickers look nice. The color's nice. It's a true black, so that's good. Actually, are these painted? Oh, these are acrylic. Okay, or not acrylic, but poly. So they're sprayed on the back, or they're colored on the back, so you don't scratch the graphics. Huh. That's nice. Good. I don't have to take the graphics off here. I could just put mine over it and get them scratched up. But anyways, the RBX10 Ryft. Yep. So, at any rate, anybody got any questions about anything, just let me know. If you have any questions later after this is over with, just feel free to leave something in the comments. Like I said, I'd love to hear your feedback on it, what you think. What do you think the changes could be made to make it better? Maybe I can come out with something, or maybe I can put a bug in someone's ear to make something for it. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts. I know the axles, I know the trailing arms. That's pretty much about the only thing I know. I know a lot of people change the motor ESC. That's pretty standard. What I might do, let me see, what size is LMT motor? Had one sit. There it is. So yeah, so this is a 3150 kV that comes out of the LMT. This has got a 2200. So I might just swap out and put this in there, play around with the gearing a little bit, and see if I can't get some speed runs out of it and see how it does. I said I don't know anything about this truck. I just got it mainly because I've been wanting one. I've got my custom rock crawler. I've got TRX4, and this is, you know, the new hottest thing right now. So I figured I'd get it, jump the bandwagon, and try it out for myself. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys checking me out. I don't do unboxings that often. Try to do lives once in a while, but you know, if there's anything you want to see in particular, I'm not, you know, big on this stuff like some of the other guys that do these YouTube videos, and I'm not as scripted, and I don't have all fancy music and cutaways and all that stuff. But I'm just giving you my honest first impression of it. You guys saw me open it right out of the box. I've never seen one in person. It's first time, and overall I'm impressed. Yes, it has things that need to be fixed, but once they're fixed, I think this will be a really nice rig. So hopefully we'll see some new stuff come out. Like I said, Trio is coming out with some stuff, but I just can't say what it is right now. So stay tuned for that. Besides the axles, stay tuned for that, and I'll keep you updated when I know it. But generally, as soon as it's released, you got everybody and their brother kind of posting on it, so they might get to it before I do. Yeah, thanks, guys. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap this video up. It's probably been on longer than I really wanted it to be. What are we at? 49 minutes. Holy cow. Alright. So if you're joining this video this late and you want to see the stuff I did before, I started about a minute in. I was getting stuff shared out in the beginning. But take a look at it. If you have any questions or comments or something that you would like to see done better or made for either the LMT or the Axial Ryft, because this is my new pet project, and again, that's kind of why I got it. I don't plan on getting too into the weeds with it, but as I find things that I don't like or have complaints and people aren't fixing them, I'll probably try to throw my 2 cents in there, and see what happens. But yeah, if you want, like, subscribe, share it, however you want to do it. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any other questions or anything, just let me know. Leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Everybody be safe. Talk to you later.